And today I'm going to be reviewing Icarly since the revival has come out in a few weeks ago. And yeah, I feel like I'm Icarly because this show means a lot to me because I still remember watching when I was little, and I watched this show a lot when I was little. Like, a lot. It was just a really fun show with great characters. And it's just, I feel like all these characters grow a lot in this show. So I'm going to review like 5 episodes because I feel like I should review something maybe a little older because mainly when I review TV shows, it's usually just newer stuff. And sorry if you hear background noise, but I'm gonna review the first episode and then go over the first 5 basically. So let's get started. The Ipilot episode came out in 2007, and I actually like this episode because it's about like Carly and Sam forced in detention because they made fun of a teacher and they had to audition kids for a talent show, and they don't like it, but they do like what the kids have to do, and eventually they decide to start a web show because of it, and so yeah, they have Freddie in it and they all help out, and then boom, iCarly's first web show, and it shows all the talents. What I like about it is like they're able to show people with real talent. Like it's just one of those hidden talents that would just make it fun to watch. And yeah, I liked this episode first time. It's not my favorite. It's not like an episode I want to watch like right away. It's just a solid first episode in my opinion. It's it's just like that. There's like other episodes I prefer than the pilot episode, but I think it was a good strong starter. So I'd give it like a 7.9 out of 10. Next is I Want More Viewers. This episode's about the gang trying to get more viewers for the web show, and it's basically Carly, Sam versus Spencer and Freddie, and everything they do goes horribly wrong. And so yeah, this episode's fine. I didn't love it. The only thing I really loved was the pee on Carl, because I thought that was funny, and seeing Spencer fail at his sign in a parking lot. And so it was just the funny stuff. Like, it's not really like an episode I go, oh man, I want to watch that. When I think about Carly episode I want to watch like the specials. That's so obvious to say, but yeah, this episode's fine. It's like I'd give it like a low 7 out of 10. And next is I Dream Dance. It's about where the gang tries to watch a bunch of kids dance for the show on their web show, and there's a bunch and they're tired of it, and then they fall asleep and have little daydreams. And that's basically the whole episode. The first Carly's one was where she's in some dress and then she dances with a bunch of guys in tuxedos. I thought that part was weird, but it's not that bad. It's actually kind of just fun to watch. And then Freddy's Dream is where he shows trying to impress Carly after getting bugged by this one guy he doesn't like auditioning, and it's basically just a dance battle while Freddy's a bad boy and turns into a bad boy, and he's basically just wanting to be a bad boy in the show, and all because people push him around, all because he's nerdy. And so, yeah, this episode, it's pretty good. Like, it's just fun, creative, just seeing all these characters dance. And I like the Sam part where like she's in detention and she magically is dancing and like in this like bagpipe theme dance with her teacher, Miss Briggs. And so yeah, I found, and Spencer's one is basically Carly's dream, but if he was in it. That one was funny. It was just a funny end. And I find this episode iconic because it's in the intro. And so, yeah, this episode is fine. I feel like this episode's a stepper up to I Want More Viewers. So I'd give this one like a 7 out of 10. Like maybe just like a 7.5. Yeah. And next one is I Like Jake. This one's about Carly crushing on a guy named Jake, popular at school, and she really wants him to be on the web show. And when he does, he wants to sing for his grandmother, who's old. And, yeah, he's not a good singer, and so Carly, Sam, and Freddie have to come up with something. And I find this episode more interesting than the other three, because, like, it's just more going on, and it's more interesting, in my opinion. And there's this one thing I feel like I want to say. There's this one joke that everyone complains about. It's where Carly drops the remote, and she goes, I like it better on the floor. I'm like, I don't see that inappropriate. I find it just Carly being nervous of what to say to Jake. And, I guess people just didn't like that joke. They just thought it a different way. But I feel like anybody having a crush on someone would be nervous to what to say. So, yes. And then at the end, Jake goes back to his ex-girlfriend. And, all because of the song. And Jake thinks Carly is dating Freddie all because she gave him a nose kiss. This is where Carly goes a little too far with the Freddie having a crush on her. So, yeah, I feel like those little nitpicks are overshadowed by the rest of the episode, which I find very good. And I feel like the next episode, I Want to Stay with Spencer, it's basically about Carly's granddad seeing this dangerous stunt on Icarly, and it makes him think, oh, Spencer's not a good guardian, so she needs to live with me. I find this episode kind of should have came out before the fifth episode. I feel like this should have came out later in the show. Because I why 5 episodes? And can you just have a feeling she's not gonna move with her granddad, obviously. So why would they do that? I feel like it just maybe should have came out like maybe later in season 1. But other than that, this episode I feel like it has more going on. It's just more emotional, which is what I like. And this kind of emotion is kind of relevant later in the last episode where they hug and they all say goodbye to each other, and then that's the end of iCarly. It's kind of like that, but like I feel like this one's just, I don't know, it's just fine for the emotion. And I like the part where Spencer accidentally starts a fire, and it's kind of a trend. It's like a trend in this show where Spencer starts fires. It's just used as a joke. And we don't even know why it starts fires randomly. Even places like it can't even start a fire. And so, yeah, I'd give this episode maybe like a 7.9 out of 10. And so, yeah, I find these 5 episodes fine episodes. Like I said, they're like fine starts for iCarly. I feel like the show, as I said before, it grows, it gets better as it goes. I'm going to review maybe of this video, if you like to see more iCarly reviews, maybe I'll review the 6 through 8, whatever, or next 5 episodes. So, yeah. So, thanks for watching. If you watched iCarly,